Hello, and welcome to the first vlog for the Daily Bonk. This is a competitive online multiplayer game. We're going to be using authoritative server. This isn't really a tutorial, this is just me talking about the architecture and some of the decisions that I've made. I've spent the last month or so diving into the back end. I built out the state machine, I've built out some network protocol, I've set up some dynamic players that can operate either as local as AI or as a remote player. The idea is that when in an online match, players will send their inputs into the server. It'll do the math there, and then the results will be pushed out to each of the players. Online games, their records will be stored in a database online that'll be queryable on the leaderboard locally. Clients will also have a local database that operates synchronously within Bevy that allows them to carry local leaderboards, carry local player profiles, different materials for golf balls, etc. I am working on a a carousel style menu. Right now you're looking at a preview of a couple hands of two-player golf. You can kind of watch how the player system works, how resets happen, etc. It's been a fun a fun problem to tackle. I've learned a lot, and I've kind of finally gotten it to this semi-functional prototype. The menus don't work because, like I said, I'm in the process of rebuilding for the carousel menu, and then I've honestly got a lot more to do. You can see the UI that I've developed that shows the state machines and some of the temporary interface and just some of the different variable outputs from important controls in the games. It's been interesting. I've developed a run trigger system that essentially allows people to call different functions without having to directly import and call the variables. This works in tandem with Bevy. I've still had to rely on the event system a little bit. I switched actually away predominantly in the beginning because I was having some skill issues. I was not able to time the events and the state changes in the original. So in the refactor I developed the run trigger system, and then that architecture served me pretty well, so I've implemented it in the game handler and the new purge manager. And so essentially I don't allow different triggers to happen until other triggers have completed, where before the refactor, because you're catching up on about a month of progress here. Before the refactor, essentially you would have the purge handler complete its action after the level loader was already started, and so it would occasionally just delete the level that you're trying to play. Stuff like that. So I've adjusted it so that it can't trigger until the level has completely loaded or been purged. And then same with physics. Physics can't be initiated in the level until the until the golf balls have spawned, because otherwise there's nothing to apply physics to. I'm still fine-tuning these trigger systems and still learning Bevy. This is my first Rust project that I've really spent any large amount of time in, and this is my second Bevy project. The first one I did was a quick calculator that just was kind of basic functionality, how to build something that you can interact with. Now I've been doing a deep dive, adding network, adding different protocols. I've been working synchronously on the client side with a ResQLite database, and then I'm also working on the host backend utilizing Matchbox for network traffic. That may change. On the backend, we've been operating synchronously with a MySQL server. Some of the database architecture is shared, but some is independent. There's different needs for different needs. So we're making progress. I just finally have enough meat on the bones of this that I thought I would share. I've also been working on a carousel menu system that will orbit the main player's golf ball so that when he is on that menu, basically he will be able to really feel some ownership in the game, and he'll be able to see and edit his golf ball. And I originally started with a click-through menu where all of these different UIs would load and despawn as they were interacted with. I put them all on top of a golf ball floating in space, and now that's where the carousel system exists. So the idea is that players will be able to orbit their golf ball, and it'll be right there on the screen, kind of showing off their own custom work. One of the fun ideas is that maybe we'll get auras, or I'll use shaders to do some kind of cool graphic effects for the golf balls that'll be unlockable, either based off of just raw progress. We'll figure it out. Maybe an achievement, that kind of thing, so that you can kind of flex, you can kind of show off. Yeah, that's some of the ideas that I'm working with. We're slowly getting to implement some cool stuff here. It's pretty fun. I appreciate you popping in, and I hope you have a great day. This is the Daily Bonk, and I'll catch you later.